Hello there everybody, Sam Strange here, welcome back to the Railway and welcome back to another Thomas and Friends unboxing. As you can tell, I'm wearing pink today because today's logo is by popular request. I hadn't planned to get this one because it was too expensive over here in the UK because it's fairly new. I think it's the newest one in the range at the time of filming. But I did manage to find one, and here it is. It is of course Rosie from Thomas and Friends, and of course she's in this lovely pink livery, so that's why I chose to wear the shirt. But yes, eventually I did manage to get one of these for a decent price at Tootley Thomas. I think I paid £70 for this including postage, so that is really not bad at all for one of these, and I'm going to get this out. I've not had this one out of the box yet, which is excellent news. So let's get started and let's get her out and see what she's like, shall we? And the first thing I've noticed really is the fact that this latest range of models has got much more modern looking packaging. It's quite different, and it's quite reminiscent of the latest TV series, isn't it, of Thomas and Friends, so that's very cool. So I will show you the back then, and yeah, again, quite a new design on the back there. You can see all of the characters there, or some of them I think, that you can collect, and you've also got the fact that Rosie's eyes move side to side, which is fantastic. So let's get this one out then, and this is the very first time she's been out of the packaging, but what I have done is I've made my usual cut in the back of the packaging here just so that it's easy to get it out, because last time I was messing with scissors and things and it wasn't all that impressive, let's say. But we have got this then, so let's have a quick look at the instructions. So yeah, there it is. That's the exploded diagram, and it's got all you would want on there. Shows you all the gears and the parts and everything, and it's all labelled nicely, so if you ever need any spare parts for Rosie, that's absolutely perfect. Hopefully I'm not going to need any, but you never do know, do you? Okay, let's get her out of there then, and I'm just going to lift this up at the back. Hopefully I've made the cut big enough to get her out. Rosie is an American design, and as you can see, she's definitely quite American looking, isn't she? Okay, let's get her out then. Oops. Carefully does it. And there she is. This is my first look at Rosie. I don't know if it's yours or not, but wow, very nice. And good gracious, what are those on her face? Looks like she's got some kind of horrible disease. Oh, poor Rosie. Oh goodness, I wasn't expecting that actually. I've not seen her face close up. Look at that. Horrendous. Or is it just chicken pox? I can't tell. Anyway, there she is. Very nice actually. Got lots of character already, and it's definitely one of those USA tank engines, isn't it, that we had over here in the UK for a bit. So yeah, very, very nice. I'm looking forward to getting her up close on the white background so that I can show her to you. But first of all then, here's a little bit of Rosie's history. She's quite a new engine, isn't she, on Sodor, but there's still quite a bit to learn. So let's get to it then, and there's also some shout outs. So hello to Josh and Niall Murphy, who are brothers, and I know they like to watch my videos, so thank you to you guys. And also Train4472 Flying Scotsman, thank you to you for getting in touch. So Rosie is an American tank engine who was built in 1942, making her 75 years old now. On Sodor, Rosie was a huge fan of Thomas, so much so that he began to get a bit annoyed with her because she was following him around and pretending to be him, I think, at one point. Eventually though, Rosie helped Thomas during an accident, and the two became much friendlier after that. Now, Thomas and Rosie are just great friends who often help each other out with their jobs. Her favourite things are racing and hard work, and she's particularly good at shunting. So there she is then, the very lovely Rosie up against the white background, and I really do like this one. I think it's really, really nice that they've provided us with another engine that girls will like, because of course it is a mostly boys show, isn't it? You know, most of the characters are boys, and for the longest time I think they were all boys, weren't they? But now with Emily and Rosie, of course, it is going to appeal a lot more to girls, which I think is nice, and that's the fair way to do it, isn't it? The other thing I didn't mention is the fact that she's got really, really good weight to her, which of course is great for an engine this size, and I know you're not really supposed to call women heavy, but you know, in this case it is definitely a good thing. I'm not trying to offend Rosie or anything, so, oh goodness. Let's have a look at the detail on this thing then, and as always I will start by looking at the face. So yeah, of course she does seem to have pus-filled boils on her cheeks, which I think she should really get them treated actually, because we don't want the other engines catching them. But yeah, I think they're supposed to be freckles or something, but don't hold me to that. But yeah, it's a good face, it's got loads of character, hasn't it? And it's been really, really nicely moulded, and from what I've seen of the photos of Rosie in the show, it looks pretty much accurate. The other noticeable thing about this model is the wheels, of course, because you've got this lovely white lining on the wheels, which is quite a nice thing to see on a model that's effectively a toy, so I think that is really, really nice. Of course, the paintwork on the whole model is really lovely. You've got the tanks, which have been painted into the white, which I think is a really nice choice, isn't it? Because, of course, it's a fictional livery. So, yeah, that's very nice. And, of course, the rest of it is done into the pink, and you can see little bits of pink on the top of the cab. And you've also got this lovely gold banding on the boiler there, which I think is very, very stylish. And, of course, you've also got this sort of red lining. Well, it's not really lining, but you've got the red coloured plastic around the running board and just below the steps, which I think is quite an interesting look. The buffer beams are pretty much the same as the rest of the Thomas Bachmann range, with the hook in place there and the sort of moulded buffers, which is absolutely fair enough. This loco does have a real cab area though. It hasn't just been filled in, and I noticed with the likes of Duck and some of the other tank engines that the cabs are literally just completely filled in. You haven't got any glazed windows or anything like that, but it is nice that there is actually a space inside the cab, and that's quite unusual. So yeah, I think you've had a good look at her detail then. Obviously it's a bit of a toy, so there's not going to be a lot of detail on there, but she is full of character, and that's the main thing. So let's go and get her running then and see how well she performs. So there's Rosie then down onto the track, ready for her first ever run, and you can tell she's excited for it, and I definitely am as well. And I thought since she likes shunting so much, I would let her pull some goods today. So she's going to be coupling up to these tanker wagons just next to the Scottish twins there, and there's even a toad on the end of there for her to pull. But for now though, we've got to just find out whether she's actually going to run, because this is her first ever run, and I've never had a chance to test her yet. So that makes me a little bit nervous, because it's embarrassing if these things don't work, but hopefully she's going to. So I don't know which way she's set to go yet, but I'm just going to turn the power up, and she's moving. Wow, straight out of the box. Look at that for a slow speed performance. And that will only improve once she's had a chance to run. Back she goes. Oh, she's quite quick though. She goes very fast. I mean, that's, yeah. She accelerates quite well, but again, for a toy, I think that's quite a good thing. Let's see if she's got a lot of power, because she's quite heavy. Yeah, there's a fair bit of grunt there, I would say. All right, well done, Rosie. You seem to be a very good runner, don't you? Okay, let's go and couple to your tankers then, see if you can pull them. How many are there? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 tankers and a brake. That's not too bad. Right, well, she's coupled to them, and we've just seen her move them, so we know she can just about manage them. But let me just check the focus is right on the camera. Yeah, it seems to be. Let's get her moving forwards then. Nice and gently does it. There we go. She's moving them. Oh, she's not bad at all. I can see a tiny bit of wheel slip, but I think she's alright with that lot. Okay, and on the middle line we have the other Sodor girl, or the other one that I've got anyway, and it is of course Emily, just coming in now, and she's got a couple of passenger coaches, so I thought it would be nice to have another lady to accompany Rosie. And then on the inside line we have Rosie's really good friend Thomas, pulling Annie and Clarabelle of course. Here he comes looking happy, so enjoy the running session with these three, and don't forget to see who else you can spot on the line. And see if you can spot an imposter as well, there is one. Well, she's pulling this lot very well, and I have noticed she's a lot faster than the other Bachmann Thomas models, which is quite good for kids, because obviously most kids, me included, like seeing these things go fast. So yeah, that's quite a good thing, I think. And again, a fair puller, as you can tell. Oh, there's Thomas. Oh, he's just missed seeing Rosie, he's gone behind the hill. And Emily there. I don't suppose Emily's going to catch Rosie up, because Rosie's much faster than Emily is. Not in real life though. Those USA tanks were only capable of about 30 miles an hour, I think. So quite slow in real life. We've got the splendid red engine back again, with a just as splendid passenger train. Looks happy, doesn't he? Ooh, bit more wheel slip there, but this is quite a gradient here, because the house slopes a little bit. So she did it though, not bad. There goes Emily. Nice and steady is Emily. Oh dear, hope there's not going to be any trouble in those sidings. Harry, or is it Bert? You stay away from my steam trains. I thought I'd better get a shot of Thomas, because I don't want him feeling left out. But you're doing well, Thomas. You always do. Still need to get some of the proper Emily coaches though. I think they'd look great. Here are my ratings then for the lovely Rosie by Bachmann. Detail 5 out of 10. Yes, of course the detail's not great, but it's not supposed to be because it's just a toy, so I don't count that, that's why it's in red. Performance 8 out of 10. She's a superb slow speed performer, though she can't pull all that much. But the rate that she's got right now is pretty decent actually, it's not bad at all. Character 9 out of 10, of course she's bursting with character, so great marks there. And similarly, build quality is really good, she's very sturdy, very nicely made, 9 out of 10 there. Value £70, a little bit expensive, and that was the cheapest I could find it, so 7 out of 10, but certainly not terrible. Overall then, that's 8.43 out of 10, and let's put her into the rankings. There we go, 26th there. Oops. Try and catch up with Thomas. Thomas goes at a good speed as well, doesn't he? But we all know he likes to get his passengers where they're going on time, so that's probably why. And Emily's a lot more laid back. Obviously she's quite an old girl, so she doesn't rush too much. I think that's wise, to be honest. Well done, Emily. Emily's not a very good puller though, which is why she only ever has 2 coaches on my railway. She can manage with 3, but she slows down really badly, so I just keep it to 2. But that's okay, Emily, you're only a single wheeler. Nothing to be ashamed about. Well, just a bit. Okay then folks, well that's just about it for my review of the Bachmann Rosie. Once again, due to popular request, people were asking for it, so I thought it would be rude not to. And I've enjoyed it as it happens, and it's definitely one of the better ones, so I hope you liked it as well. If you did, please feel free to leave the video a like or even a comment, because I really do love to have your support, of course. And also, if you'd like to check out the Facebook or Twitter pages, please do. The links for those are below. And I think that's just about it. So thanks again everybody, and I will see you very soon. Cheers everyone.